Hello friends, welcome to my channel Concepts Unexplained. I'm really excited to start this new lecture series on flight dynamics. I have divided this lecture series into various sections. My first section is cruise flight performance. So let's get started with the first lecture on aircraft equations of motion. So to start with, let us consider a very simple case. Let us consider an airplane which is cruising along a horizontal path. So if it is cruising along a horizontal path, it will be facing air at some velocity v. In such a situation, there will be four forces which will be acting on the airplane: weight acting downward, lift acting upward, thrust acting forward, and drag acting backward. So lift and weight will be acting in vertical directions, thrust and drag will be acting in horizontally opposite directions. So if we equate the forces in vertical direction, we'll get lift is equal to weight. This is our first equation. And thrust is equal to drag. This is our second equation. So this is the simplest case where aircraft is neither accelerating nor deaccelerating, and it is cruising nicely at some velocity v. So as the Newton's first law of motion says, if there is no external force on any body, that body will remain at rest if it is at rest, or it will keep on moving with the same velocity at which it is moving. This satisfies the first Newton's law of motion. And let us say that if the aircraft is accelerating, in that case there will be an extra inertia force which will be acting backwards. This inertia force would be equal to dmv by dt. We know that inertia is equal to rate of change of momentum. In such a case, our second equation will change to thrust is equal to drag plus dmv by dt. Or if we also assume that there is negligible change in the mass of the fuel, we can say that T is equal to d plus m dv by dt, and this is equivalent to saying that T is equal to T plus mass into acceleration. So in such a case, engine will have to produce extra force to overcome the inertia. Okay, now let us see what each terms in the previous slide means. So we had four forces: we had lift, we had drag, we had thrust, we had weight. So weight we already know is due to gravity. Thrust is a force which is produced by engine. So aircraft will have to produce some thrust to overcome drag if it is cruising, and if it is accelerating, then additional thrust will be equal to the inertia force. So total thrust would be drag plus inertia force. So for different cases, this will change, and as the course proceeds, we will keep on discussing different cases, but this is the simplest case which we just discussed. Now there are two aerodynamic forces which are acting on the airplane. One is lift, one is drag. Now let us see what is lift. So lift is the force which was acting in the vertically upward direction. So lift is basically that force which keeps the aircraft flying, and the formula for lift is L is equal to half rho v square SCL, where rho is air density, the density of the air in which the aircraft is flying. V is the air speed. S is wingspan. As you can see in this figure, this projected area, the gray area, is the wing area or span area. So this is wingspan area. CL is a constant, and we call this as coefficient of lift. So CL is known as coefficient of lift. So this is the formula for lift, and we know that lift is basically produced by the wings of the aircraft. Now coming to the drag, the formula for drag is also similar. It's simply half rho v square SCD, where we already know that rho is same, the density, air density, v is air speed, S is wingspan area, and CD is a constant. Here CD is called as coefficient of drag. So these are the two aerodynamic forces acting on the airplane. Rest two forces are thrust and weight. Now let us consider a little advanced case when the aircraft is climbing. When the aircraft is climbing, the flight path is slightly inclined, something like this. So air is coming this way, engine is producing thrust in this direction, and drag will be in this direction since it is moving this side, Lift will be perpendicular to the flight path, so lift is in this direction, but weight will be acting in downward direction. Weight, let's say that flight path makes an angle gamma with the horizontal, so we may break the weight into two components, one along the flight path and one perpendicular to the flight path. So if we do so, we get perpendicular to the flight path, we get W cos gamma, and along the flight path we get W sin gamma. Now equating in a plane perpendicular to the flight path, we get L is equal to W cos gamma. Equating the forces parallel to the flight path, we get T is equal to T plus W sin gamma. So these are the two equations that we get. T is equal to D plus W sin gamma, L is equal to W cos gamma, if we equate the forces in direction parallel and perpendicular to the flight path. Similarly, we can try different cases. We can try different maneuvers such as gliding, turning, pull up, pull down. We will discuss this in our upcoming lectures. So I hope you could understand the basic concepts, how the equations of motions were developed for simple cruise case as well as climbing flight. So if you have any doubts, please write in comments and I'll try to clear them up. In our next lecture, we'll discuss more about drag. So thank you for watching. Keep watching Concepts and Explain. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.